Hey guys, welcome back to Judo Highlights. Top IPPONS from Paris. Some of these IPPONS are probably going to be the best IPPONS of the year. Absolutely incredible stuff at Paris. It's always a good one. I mean, have a look at this one. How often do you see someone get launched this high with an ashiburai? Incredible stuff by Wrestle. This one here, you've probably seen it on Instagram or somewhere. Orig, absolutely massive. A lot of tall judoka doing this, especially in Europe these days. Farah, he's one of them. Toroboyev, he's another guy. Shirazdashvili too. So if you're a tall judoka, maybe try it out. Hosotogake, I mean, this is brilliant. Off the grip break. Watch him peel the hand off and then immediately go for it. So yeah guys, some huge IPPONS in this video. Two of my favorites now. This one from H, kind of spinning his opponent around, setting them up for the Ippon Seoinage. Here's the kochi and the spin. Two hands on the lapel. That's great. That's a brilliant technique. And this one here from Torne. I mean, I'm still not sure why it's not Hansokomake for the bear hug, but it is a beautiful Ouchigari. And like always, thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed. The members, thank you very much for supporting. If you want to be a member, hit that join button. JudoTV, there's a discount in the description, so check that out. Don't pay full price. And of course, I'm taking Kozakura judo gi orders, so if you need a gi, reach out on Instagram or fill in the form on the website. You do have to pay for them. Some people think they just fill out the form and get a free judo gi. No, that is not the case. But anyway, let's get into the IPPONS. This one, rear technique, oguruma, don't see it that often. It's basically an ashiguruma with a bit of rotation. But have a look at that, really hard to set that up. People see it coming a mile away. It's very, very difficult to do. Toroboyev now, doing his usual stuff, picking people up and dumping them. This was a great one. Look at him just get behind his opponent as they go for that kochi. And I'll just freeze it here. One of the most frightening positions in judo, when someone has you picked up like this, because you know you're just going to get dumped. That's a hard breakthrough. I was really impressed with this kochigari. Now I think he gets him just as he's going to take a step back. Watch Blue. Looks like he's about to take a step back, but gets interrupted with the kochi. Really nice. This one here, a big surigoshi, hand on the belt. So Wrestle appearing twice in this video. First he had that massive ashiburai, and now on the receiving end of an ippon here. Uino with an ashiguruma now. And kind of close to seoi otoshi slash tai otoshi. Really kind of compact. Generates a lot of torque that way. Big ogoshi now. Now this step, very popular in Europe. This little shuffle here with the feet kind of puts people behind them, and then the split hip to go for the ogoshi. Very popular way to do ogoshi. Don't really see it in Japan, but I still like it. It's a huge throw. My man Kim, one of my favorites at plus 100s. Look at this. A little bit of ashiwaza, and then on the return gets the big osoto. Very rarely do you see big heavyweights pulling out the ashiwaza like this. And even the side step before the osoto. Beautiful stuff. Cast now, and this was in the final. A beautiful hizaguruma. Now these grips, really good way to do it. Your opponent has like a top grip, and so instead of grabbing their sleeve, you go around the back, or in Cass's case, kind of on the torso. And if you're in Japan and you get thrown by this, all the senseis around, they're just going to say, drop your elbow, make sure your elbow's low. Big thing in Japan, putting that elbow low, stopping those sort of attacks. Now this next one, I mean, the only difference between these two is Blue had a grip. Blue had a grip kind of around the chest, and Geihi just went for it. She didn't have anything. And so I think that just that little grip kind of put her in position, made the counter come. Look at this one by Takaoka. Starts off as an osotogari, turns it into a seoinage. He's got to be taking this from his mate Abe Hifumi, same company. I'm sure he's looking at that and saying, I can do that too. Now I'm sure everyone has seen this one. Well, one thing that someone pointed out to me is watch Maruyama's hand. As Kaya goes up, he changes from double lapel to grabbing onto the sleeve. And someone was saying Maruyama was trying to save Kaya's hand from planting on the mat. No, definitely just trying to stop the ippon there. Really nice technique by Picard here. Did well not to get the Hansokomake on the elbow. And this is another thing a lot of guys do that do sode, flicking with the right distracts people from the left. So if you're doing sode or this kind of technique here, distract people. Distract people with the opposite side and then go for it. Cool Jigari here from Takaoka. Brilliant. And this Taniatoshi, he's got an incredible Taniatoshi. Watch where his right leg ends up between his opponent's leg. Just incredible stuff. Might have the best Taniatoshi out there at the moment. Lee, and I was kind of surprised about this, Picard, I think he was trying to escape, but ended up just kind of rolling over his shoulders for an ippon. You can see the attempted escape here, but didn't get it. This one, a nice succession of throws. Starts off with an uchimata, a little bit of ashiwaza, and then the osoto. Look at that. And he didn't really have a grip with his left hand. He's got a strong grip on the sleeve, but just kind of turns it into a makikomi, soto makikomi, as they like to categorize it these days. Very quick kataguruma here. Now watch the left hand of white. It's just not doing anything. So it's not there stopping blue at all. Just made that kind of an easy access throw. Speaking of grips, this is left versus right. And blue goes for a kosoto. But as soon as he goes for the kosoto, white goes in for an osoto. And it's just grips. White has a really good grip there with his left hand. Blue wasn't good enough for the kosoto. Bit of newaza now. And we know how good Gaitero is on the ground. Look at him just kind of figuring out the situation. He's got a bit of a kimono grip. Kind of awkward on the top body. Doesn't really have a pin either. He's got that leg that he has to deal with. And then he eventually finds it. Eventually finds the juji. But his legs are in an awkward position. But he maintained that grip on the arm. So just had to work around it. Didn't really have the legs in the position that he wanted. But he found the leverage. Now this one wasn't an ippon. But I thought this ashiguruma is absolutely brilliant. Now Lisuk, this is his tokui waza, and watch Blue. Blue tries to defend it, and Lisuk, he absorbs it, and then just keeps going. So he's kind of felt these situations before, knows how to deal with people countering him. That's what makes a really nice tokui waza. Never nice, but it happens sometimes. Get dumped on your head. Big ogoshi here. Split hip. I mean, that was incredible. The UAE, they've got quite a few judoka kind of competing for them these days. I guess they're poaching a lot of people from overseas. This is a swinging leg uchimata. And if you want to see someone who's really good at it, Hega. Hega from Japan. His swinging uchimata is absolutely ridiculous. Probably one of the best uchimatas of all time. Absolutely amazing. Hega's uchimata at under 100s, and he throws big guys with it too. It's great stuff. Now this one they called uchimata gaishi. So uchimata skashi, we all know what that is. You kind of kick your leg out and counter the uchimata, but this one different, kind of flipping around with the technique and landing on top of your opponent. Bit of newaza from Yang here. Watch him jump on that neck. And so quick to get that leg up around the shoulder for a bow and arrow choke here. Look at that. Yang, very dangerous on the ground. This will remind you guys of Todoroboyev. And I said this would become kind of a trend that people would start doing. Going in and using your supporting leg, taking it off the mat, and then using it to push, kind of kick your opponent over. Watch him use that supporting leg to roll, turn it into a makikomi. People are starting to take those techniques. Todoroboyev, they're doing that one. Kosodogake now. And this totally reminds me of Adamian. Watch the knee under the thigh. Knee under the thigh. That's a great detail. Makes the technique work all the time. Nice ippon seoinage here. Low to the ground. And this is a classic way to do it with that top grip. Koga style, although Koga always did it on the feet. At least I think he always did it on the feet. Grip and go, also now. Cross grip. Went down a little bit too easy there, no? And this here, I mean, what do you call this? Is this a... I feel like it was meant to be a harai goshi, but it kind of looks like a taiotoshi. Tomoinage. And then just a wazari, but jumps on the arm. It's always good to see this in judo, the transitions from tachiwaza to newaza. But watch White's left leg. He jumps in with the, you would think the right leg would be the kind of controlling leg, but it's actually that left leg on the inside of the shin. Tomoe-nage, very, very technical technique. Here's another one. This time a Yoko Tomoe-nage. A little bit more rotation. But similar situation. Tomoe-nage into the Juji. I mean, it's just... those two just combine so well together. Obitori Gaishi now. And it just shows you don't need to pick up your opponent. As long as you've got downward pressure on their head and on their shoulders, you can just rotate them over like this. Toroboyev, on the other hand, that guy, he likes to launch his opponents into the stratosphere. Kind of a high grip with the left hand, but works for some people, but that key grip there is behind the belt, around the back. Molai now, and he's got a unique Yoko Otoshi. You can see it's kind of got two steps to it, and he's very good at dropping to his bomb and then rotating, finding another angle. Sumi Atoshi now by Palati, and there's no question about that one. And I think recently with the kind of discussion we've had about this technique, you're going to see it a lot more. It is a point now, we've definitely cleared that up. Pay attention to White's feet, fancy feet, kind of showing the Osoto a little bit. Gets him moving. Really nice Seoi-nage there. Kosoto Gake attempt here by White, but just too high. Didn't really have the downwards pressure. Blue did well to absorb that. Turn it into an Ogoshi. Ashibarai now with a bit of lift. Muneta would be somewhat happy with that one. If you don't know who Muneta is, shame on you. Type it into YouTube right now and just go look at the mastery that Muneta was. Chuchi now, and this is a really interesting Ouchigari. Watch the elbow on the outside of the knee. So people are doing this with Seoi-nage, but he's also done this here with kind of a makikomi. You could almost call it Ouchi makikomi, almost. Here's a Kochi makikomi by Vantand. Really nice ippon by him. And he is a master of this technique. So many ippons with this technique. Ippon, Seoi-nage, and Sode. He mixes those three together absolutely perfectly. This Osoto here, very hard to do. I do a lot of Osoto myself, but to hook on to the leg here and then make it happen, very difficult to do, especially at this high level. Brilliant stuff there. I mean, the reaping and then kind of the collapsing in the upper body with the hands, very, very hard to do. Another one by H here. Now, is this a Yoko Wakare? I'm pretty sure it is. The grips kind of make me think it's Yoko Otoshi, but kind of the way he sacrifices himself right in front of his opponent makes me kind of think this is Yoko Wakare. Let me know in the comments, guys. Now this one, Osoto. And then the Osoto kind of makes Blue react. Takes a grip around the back. And then watch the pressure with the leg and pulling downwards. That was complete domination. This one, a grip and go Ouchigari. Really nice stuff here. Equally as hard to do as that Osotogari before. Just the timing. Once you kind of get it, once you kind of get the momentum and figure out where they're weak, I mean, it works. It feels effortless, but it is really, really hard. Osoto Makikomi now. Is that actually a technique, Osoto Makikomi? Or do they just call this Soto Makikomi? I know if they go in the other direction, kind of turn around and do it, they call it Soto Makikomi. But anyway, it's good to see Wolf finally getting some throws with this technique. He's been working on that one for many years. And here is a nice Kosoto. So that's it for the ippons, guys. I've got one more from Goncalves, a really nice Neowaza sequence. So I'll leave you guys with that one. It's good to have the IJF Tour back in action. We had Portugal, we had Paris Grand Slam, and then next week we have the Baku Grand Slam. That'll be a good one. So make sure you're subscribed, hit that bell if you want quick notifications for all of the action. I'll be following it day 1, day 2, day 3, and of course the ippons as well. But anyway, guys, that's it from me. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.